Today we're discussing some men's health issues, and joining us here at Let's Chat this morning, the guy over here you've seen for ages around town, it's Ed Jones from Nutrition World. Ed, good to see you back.
Good morning.
And we also are joined by Dr. Carrie Friesen. Dr. Friesen, good morning to you as well.
Thank you, Jeff.
Talking a little bit earlier about it's a new treatment for an age-old problem, and the problem is ED, it's erectile deficiency. So you were telling me before we came on the air, there's actually an availability now to where you're not treating the symptoms, you're treating the problem.
Right. Until now, Jeff, first of all, there are about 30 million men in the United States that are dealing with erectile dysfunction, and 50% of men between the ages of 40 and 70 are dealing with problems related to erectile dysfunction. Yeah, so it's a big problem. And until now, it's been nothing but kind of symptomatic treatment. Pills like Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, a pump, maybe injections. Implants even, and none of those have been terribly successful. And the plight of men dealing with this is what drives the innovation forward. And by innovation, right, Ed? You want to mention how innovative this is?
I guess Ed was telling me this is kind of like a treatment that you would use for lithotripsy.
Yeah, it's a similar technology.
It is, and you know, my whole life's been devoted to finding non-drug solutions for people's health. That's why I've done what I've done for 37 years in the nutrition world. And I equate this to if you have a shower head and you're having very minimal amount of pressure from that, you're going to have to fix it by probably putting bigger plumbing in. Well, this new technology out of Europe is exposing the pelvic area to about 20 minutes of what we call wave therapy. And that does something called angiogenesis, which helps the body build new blood flow.
And improve the blood flow that's already there.
And it also improves what's there. And no matter if you use natural remedies or drugs, they're not fixing the plumbing. This is actually probably the only thing known that can build new blood flow.
Is this kind of similar to a TENS unit? A lot of people are familiar with those for back problems and whatnot. Is it the same kind of principle, if you will?
Low-intensity sound waves. So the cool part is we're using sound to create an environment, a micro-traumatized environment that makes new blood flow, the angiogenesis part. So it really is the most physiologic treatment out there because the number one cause for ED is poor blood flow.
Right.
And an important point for men, I have to say this, is ED sometimes can be the first indication of early heart disease. And that's because all of our plumbing, hate that term when it comes to vasculature, our bodies, but all of the plumbing can be affected by the same process, whether it's your heart or whether it's your legs or whether it's your genitals. So,
and this has been in use apparently outside of the United States for a right good while.
Yeah, yeah, and that's often the case. The FDA has different criteria for when things get approved in this country, and we get most of our seminal studies, this information that tells us how well it works, starting out in Europe and now here in this country. So,
and it takes a few years for us to catch up to a lot of these things. Are there any herbal supplements or additional treatments that are available in the nutrition world to complement this treatment program?
Well, there is, and I'm a huge fan of course, accessing those. And my number one favorite right now is beet capsules or eating large amounts of beet because it produces nitric oxide. We're posting on nutritionw.com at 10 o'clock today an entire article about that exact question. But at the bottom, I'm still focusing on edwave.com because this wave therapy will beat anything that's ever been found or utilized by any man.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like what I'm hearing or the reports of this. And in Europe, it's 79% effective in very strict medical studies.
Wow. And you don't jump into things like that.
No, I don't. I never have. And this requires only 20 to 30 minutes, one time a week for 6 weeks.
Wow.
And then you're happy. You're happy.
And this treatment is available here in Chattanooga.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure and emphasize that.
Well, Dr.
It's
Brace is
available
the first physician to have this treatment in Chattanooga.
And it's a wonderful thing. I wish we had more time to go into this a little bit more in depth. But essentially, it's painless treatment. It is once a week for 6 weeks.
6 weeks, and you're done for quite some time. You do need tune-ups eventually.
Sure.
But it's painless. And by number 4 treatment is when most men truly turn the corner, and they're very, very satisfied.
And this has got to help you out in a lot of other areas of life as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, the plight that men are the plight of men dealing with ED is tremendous. The mental pressure and the way it affects relationships, and that's what we hear every day. And relationships are coming back together because they both kind of committed to the idea of, hey, we can do something about this, and it is physiologic and it is long lasting. So
we'll have you back when we have a little bit more time to talk about this. Dr. Kerry Friesen, it's a pleasure meeting you. Ed, good to see you as always. I know you and I are both suffering from a little bit of hand problems, but anyway, good. There we go. We'll do that. We'll do that. If you'd like more information, you can contact Dr. Friesen directly and schedule your appointment at 553-9955. You can go to nutritionw.com. That's everybody knows where Ed and Nutrition World are located out on Lee Highway. Contact Dr. Friesen at 553-9955. 553-9955.